Welcome to Gray Propaganda, where we discuss the lies, falsehoods, and politics of the day. Today we have an article from the New York Post. J.D. Vance tells Kamala Harris to go to hell after her campaign takes aim at Trump over Arlington incident. Now, I love comparing articles, so let me tell you the HuffPo title they decided to use. J.D. Vance acknowledges altercation at Arlington Cemetery, brushes it off as little disagreement. Now, that's just a bit of a misrepresentation when you have one media source saying Kamala go to hell and the other saying little disagreement. But let's take a look at the video and see how Vance feels about it.
13 brave, innocent Americans died, and they died because Kamala Harris refused to do her job, and there hasn't been a single investigation or a single firing. I don't look, sometimes mistakes happen. That's just the nature of government, the nature of military service. But to have those 13 Americans lose their lives and not fire a single person is disgraceful. Kamala Harris is disgraceful. We're going to talk about a story out of those 13 brave, innocent Americans who lost their lives. It's that Kamala Harris is so asleep at the wheel that she won't even do an investigation into what happened. And she wants to yell at Donald Trump because he showed up. She can go to hell.
Now, the article begins with Republican vice presidential nominee Vance told VP Kamala Harris she can go to hell Wednesday if she wanted to criticize former President Donald Trump for attending a ceremony honoring the fallen 13 service members who died during the Afghanistan withdrawal. Vance's swipe came after the Trump campaign reportedly got into altercation with a cemetery official at Arlington who tried to stop them from filming and photographing in Section 60, the burial site for military personnel killed while fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. And in an interview with CNN, a spokesperson for Harris, Michael Tyler, called the incident pretty sad and not surprising. The VP pick was asked to comment on the incident at a campaign event in Erie, Pennsylvania, when he became visibly frustrated and sniped that the Democratic presidential nominee can go to hell if her team wanted to use it as an opportunity to attack Trump. He then hit back at Harris for not firing anyone responsible for the withdrawal that happened under her watch. The other thing that our veterans care more about is that 3 years ago, 13 brave innocent Americans died, and they died because Kamala Harris refused to do her job, and there hasn't been a single investigation or a single firing, he said. Kamala Harris is disgraceful. We want to talk about a story out of those 13 brave innocent Americans who lost their lives. It's that Kamala Harris is so asleep at the wheel that she won't even do an investigation into what happened. And she wants to yell at Donald Trump because he showed up. So she can go to hell, he scoffed. Vance also insisted that the incident was exaggerated by the media. The altercation at Arlington is the media creating a story where I really don't think there is one, he said, saying the Gold Star families wanted Trump there and that the incident was not an insult to the memories of the fallen service members. The Ohio senator said that an Arlington staff member had a little disagreement with somebody, but that the media ran with it to create a national news story. Sounds right to me. On Tuesday, NPR reported that 2 Trump campaign staff members verbally abused and pushed aside a cemetery official who tried to prevent staffers from filming and photographing while the former president participated in a wreath-laying ceremony. A spokesperson for the Arlington Cemetery told the Post that there was an incident, that a report has been filed, and that federal law prohibits political campaign or election related activities within Arlington and Army National Military Cemeteries to include photographers, content creators, or any other persons attending for purposes or in direct support of a partisan political candidate's campaign. The Trump team has insisted that the individual who confronted the campaign about photography was suffering a mental health episode and that there was no physical altercation as described, Communications Director Stephen Chug said. One Gold Star family member who was at the cemetery with Trump backed up the campaign's version of events and claimed the cemetery staff was lying. We are the ones that invited Trump. He didn't invite himself. Darren Hoover, the father of Marine Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover, who told the Post in a phone interview on Wednesday. We invited him because we knew he had our backs. He supports us. He cares about us. While I was there, I didn't witness any physical altercation or anything like that. And quite frankly, the Arlington staff is lying. I mean, it's a flat out lie. Hoover fired back. We wanted the pictures to memorialize, what President Trump has said and done, and that moment where he's paying his respects to our children, Hoover continued. The Gold Star family member also said Trump's support is a far cry more than what the current administration has done, which is absolutely nothing. The current administration wants to sweep it under the rug and make sure it stays buried, Hoover said. Attendees at the Erie rally, meanwhile, told the Post that Vance's military experience and him being a Marine veteran is a positive for the Republican ticket. Gene Sape, 69, a business owner born and raised in Erie, said that one of the demographics he's drawing is military people. Another, Chris Knight, 68, is the head cook at a school in Corey, Pennsylvania. She brought up a hard copy of Vance's memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, with her and said that she's a fan of the senator, not just Trump. Vance is adding to the veterans, she said, noting that her son was in the military and that it's important that we keep our kids here and only send them away if they have to go. Thanks for listening. See you next time.